This is our 4-in-1 welding equipment. First, we need to add water to the equipment. This is a water inlet of our equipment. Let's unscrew it first. In summer, we add pure water or distilled water. In winter, we need to add pure water. Mix it with the antifreeze in proportion. You can contact the business for the proportion. When we add water for the first time, we add it to a standard area, just a little higher. This green standard area. The second step is to connect the power. There is a power cord behind the device. Connect live wire to live wire, and neutral to neutral. The ground wire needs to be grounded. The ground wire needs to be connected to a ground wire. In the third step, we need to connect the device to a gas. There is an orange air hose behind the device. It's 6 millimeters. There is a 6 to 10 adapter in the accessory pack. The 6 side is connected to our orange air pipe. The other end of 10 is connected to the air pressure gauge. Now connect the gas and tighten it. We recommend using nitrogen or argon for gas. Compressed air can also be used. Air compressors need to add oil and water separator. We need to filter the gas clean, free of water and oil, clean and dust-free. We need to set a pressure. This is our oxygen pressure reducing valve. For welding, we need to open it to 0.25 megapascals. For cleaning, it needs to be opened to 0.6. Cutting also needs to be opened to 0.6 megapascals. Now we turn on the air pressure. For welding, turn it to 0.25. Now let's install the wire feeding machine. This is our wire feeding machine equipment. Later, the power cord of the wire feeding machine will extend out. We plug. Wire feeding machine connected to power supply. There will be a socket at the back of the wire feeding machine. We insert it. Now let's install the wire. In the accessory pack, this is our wire feeder. After taking it out, it has two ends. The high one is installed under the gun head. The lower one is installed inside the wire feeder. Let's install the wire feeder first. First, we open the side door of the wire feeder. There is a fixed screw here. Let's loosen it first. Then we insert the wire feeder into this hole. After inserting it tightly, we fix it. Then we straighten the wire feeding tube. Now we install the wire. First, we unscrew this nut. Before installing the wire, if it's not a brand new wire, we need to cut it again. Make sure it is straightened. There is a small pillar here, which corresponds to the wire reel. This is where it is clamped and fixed. After fixing it, we pull down the two red handles. Regarding the wire feeding wheel, we are using a 1.2 millimeter wire, so this side of the wire feeder wheel 1.2 needs to face inward. A 1.2 millimeter wire requires a 1.2 millimeter wheel. I will now pass the wire through. For feeding wire. And stuck in the slot. And insert it into the wire feeder. About 10 to 20 centimeters away. Then fix it. We turn on the machine now. Now we need to turn it on. There is a circuit breaker at the back of the device. We need to turn it on. Then we go to the right of the front display screen. There is a red emergency stop button. We need to check if it rotates to the right and bounces up. If it is pressed down, the whole machine will be powered off. This is the function of an emergency stop. We need to rotate it to the right and rotate and pop up. Then we turn on the system button. If we want to change the language, we select the third setting page below. There is a green language setting. We can select the corresponding language. Now it has been changed to English. This is our system interface. The laser power is the size of our energy. The weld width is the width of the red light swing. The scanning speed is the speed of the red light swing. It is a dot itself is swung by the motor to swing it into a horizontal line. The wire feeding speed is the feeding speed of the wire feeder. It also affects the speed of welding. Now we will send the wire out manually. To send out the wire, after the wire comes out, now our next step, install the wire feeding tube under the gun head and fix it. First, the wire feeder has a nut, and a washer. These three things need to be removed. Then now we put the wire feeding tube. Pass the wire through the hole in the wire feeder bracket below the gun. Then we install and fix it. First, install the washer. Then install the nut. Then install the nut. Now we are installing the guide wire tube. There is a guide tube in our accessory pack. One end of the guide wire tube has this thread. The thread side needs to be facing forward. We pass our wire through. First, loosen the golden nut in front. Then we insert our guide wire tube, and then fix our golden nut. In the accessory pack, there is also our guide wire nozzle, which is installed in front of the guide wire tube. We use 1.2 wire. We need to choose a guide wire nozzle of 1.2. The number is written on it. Pass through our wire. Tighten it. Next, we install our scale tube. First, remove the black rubber plug from the muzzle. Remove it. There will be a nozzle box in our accessory pack. Inside the nozzle box, there is a scale tube. We install our scale tube. For welding, we use a 1.2 wire. We choose as 1.2 nozzle, which will have numbers written on it. The nozzle has a notch here. It's to hold the wire, and the wire is fed out through this notch, so it is needed. The notch should face directly down. We need to adjust it. It's directly below now. So let the wire stick to the edge. This is the installation of our wire feeding tube. Now let's try welding. This is the button of our laser. When the temperature of the chiller rises above 20 degrees, we can turn on the machine. Now we need to adjust the parameters. Our workpiece is 2 millimeters thick, so we can set the power to 650 or 750. Our business will send a reference table for this parameter. You can refer to it later. After adjusting the parameters, we go to the welding torch. First, after the laser is turned on, we need to check if there is a red light coming out from the nozzle. Make sure the red light comes out. We can start welding. Before welding, we need to put the safety lock clip on our workpiece. This is our safety D-lock clamp. It needs to be connected to the welding gun. Normally, we need to clip it on the workpiece. Then the welding torch is against the workpiece, so that we can weld. Before we weld, we need to wear goggles to ensure safety. Now we need to find the focal point. The focal point is where the spark. During the welding process, the sparks fly. The largest place. This is where the most energy is concentrated. The scale tube is usually set to 0, which is our focus. But each gun is different, so we need to adjust the scale tube, which has scales to find the place with the most sparks. This is our focal point. Let's set it to 3 first. To try. When welding, our welding wire should be in the middle of the red light, and the weld should be in the middle of the red light. We hold the workpiece at a 45-degree angle, then press the switch. Then we can weld. The spark is okay now. We can make a slight adjustment. We need to ensure that through the telescopic scale tube, to find the place with the most spark splashes. It's still the wire, and the weld is in the middle of the red light. Let's try to splice and weld now. The wire and weld should be in the middle of the red light. At a 45-degree angle, let the wire push your hand back. Don't pull it, or shake it left and right. This is our welding. Now we will start the cutting function of our equipment, a tutorial on how to use it. First, remove the wire feeding tube from the gun head. After loosening the nut and cap, pull out the guide wire tube and the electric ring. Pull out the guide wire tube. I will install the electrode ring back. Then we replace our cutting nozzle. The cutting nozzle is in our nozzle box. This is our cutting nozzle. It looks like this. I will replace a cutting nozzle now. After the replacement, we go to our display screen. To change the mode, click on the mode here. Select our cutting function. It will automatically change the weld width to 0. The weld width must be 0 power. We need to increase the scanning speed. Ignore it. Now we need to turn up the air pressure to 0.6 megapascals. Turn our air pressure to 0.6 megapascals. Okay. After turning it up, we will now cut. Clip our safety D-lock clamp to the workpiece. Slightly tilt our welding gun against our workpiece. Then we can start cutting. Touch the nozzle. After contacting the nozzle, we can cut it by pressing the switch. This is a demonstration of our cutting function. Now we will demonstrate the cleaning mode. First, we need to remove the scale too. Loosen this nut. Here we can see a chuck. On the right side of the chuck gun, there is a small hexagon screw. We need a hex wrench to remove it. Let's unscrew the fixed head first. We need to remove this chuck. We remove our hexagon wrench, this hexagon screw, and remove the chuck. Then we go to our display screen to adjust the mode and parameters. On the right side of the display, select the cleaning mode on the mode side. The cleaning mode will automatically become 18 millimeters. This does not need to be adjusted. It is also necessary. If we confirm the power every time, we can increase the air pressure to 0.6 megapascals. The cleaning function. The air pressure is the same as the cutting function. It also needs to be turned to 0.6 megapascals. Now we can use the cleaning function. To use it, our device does not have a cleaning component. So if you don't have a cleaning component, you can still use the cleaning function. The distance will be closer. If you have a cleaning component, it will have a nozzle. We screw it in this place, which is used to prevent dust. Secondly, there is an f800 focal length. Its focal length is about 80 centimeters. Then we can stand and clean, which means the distance will be relatively farther if we don't have a cleaning assembly. The welding torch comes with a welding focusing lens, which is an f150 focusing lens. Its focal length is only about 15 centimeters, so the cleaning distance will be relatively close. Now let's do a cleaning operation. First, we put our safety lock clamp to the loose screw bracket under the gun head to connect it with the welding gun. We press the switch and it will clean here. During the cleaning process, we also need to find the focus. The place where the spark splashes the most just now is the focus. This is the effect of cleaning and rust removal. 2, 1, start. Now we turn off our equipment. First, on the right side of our display screen, we turn off the laser button first, then turn off the system button. After turning off the device, we turn off the circuit breaker. We drop it down. This will cut off the power to the device when using our welding equipment. When you are welding, if the muzzle is on fire, flames, or even the sparks gradually weaken, The spark was very big a second or two ago, and then quickly weaken in 1 or 2 seconds. In this case, it's a problem with the lens. We need to check the lens in time. We first check our protective lens. Of course, we will also send you a video of the lens. The requirement for checking the lens is, it should be exactly the same as a brand new lens. There must be no dust. We can use our mobile phones to check the lenses and put the flashlight below and put the lens on the light after opening it. Look at it from multiple angles to see if there is any dust. If there is, it needs to be replaced to avoid further burning. If it is directly burned out, we will directly replace it. If you don't replace it in time and continue to use it, it will burn the back lens again, burning the focusing and reflection and collimation. Then it will burn the fiber optic mirror laser behind. So the later it is, the more serious it is. So we need to check it in time. Our lenses. The protective lenses are more likely to be damaged. We can keep some on hand. There will be fewer rear lenses, but it's also recommended to prepare some, so that when we really burn out, we can replace it in time, without delaying our production. The reasons for burning lenses. Mainly due to the following reasons. One is low air pressure, which cannot effectively prevent the back piercing of our welding. The second reason is that the gas is not clean. The gas passes through our protective lenses. If the gas contains dirt or water vapor, it will dirty the protective lens block. The lens will be burned out when it emits light. The third point is our red light filter. We must confirm that, whether the red light comes out of the welding torch, and then continue to use it. If it doesn't come out, you mustn't use it, because if the red light hits the welding gun, it will burn out our welding gun. Another point is that, when we replace the lens, we should pay attention to dust pollution. When replacing the lens, try to keep the surrounding area clean. If dust falls on the new lens, and you don't pay attention, the light will be burned out later. This is one of our precautions.